Oh man, I'm bored. All right. Vermont's finest. Amen. Oh man, that's the third time today. And the real joke with that is that actually did happen to me on several occasions. And it wasn't just eating 3 pints of Ben & Jerry's in a day, it was 3 pints of Ben & Jerry's in like an hour. The reason why that happened wasn't because I lacked self-control or discipline or anything like that. In fact, the more I tried to use that self-control, the worse the problem became because I didn't understand a very fundamental rule about dealing with impulse control. Impulse control is one of the most important things that can make or break your success in fitness and in life. And the biggest mistake that I made, and I often see people doing this, especially with diet, is believing that the best way to control such impulses is abstinence, saying, okay, no more ice cream, all right, no more fast food, no more of this or whatever it is, believing that if I can just abstain with self-control, discipline, and willpower, that will finally give me control, because when we overindulge, that leaves us feeling out of control. Instead, the smart way to gain control over impulse control is to not abstain from those things, but to plan them out. And the reason why this works is because a typical impulse that we basically give into has 3 phases. We have the build-up phase where we build up stress and we're wrestling with ourselves, right? The devil is on the shoulder saying, do this, and you're like, no, and you're wrestling, and it's a very stressful and hard situation, not very much fun, and eventually the scales tip and you indulge. And even that's not the best because there is a stress relief from that build-up, but at the same time, you're like, I regret this, this sucks, I can't really enjoy it. And then afterwards, you have guilt and remorse and all these other sorts of things. So the whole process basically sucks. And in either case, you feel like you don't have control. And the whole cycle starts again with the resolve to abstain as much as possible. But when you plan out your indulgences, you break out of this cycle and turn it into a vastly more positive thing. Because when you say, I'm going to have ice cream only Friday nights, or after every 15 workouts, or whatever the case may be, when you say, I'll do this, but on these occasions, what you do then is you build up, instead of stressful, you have a timeline where you anticipate and get excited for that indulgence. Then during the indulgence, you can enjoy it a lot more because it's planned. It's not something where you're giving in. It's something that it's like, no, Friday night is pizza night. I go and get pizza, right? And then afterwards, you say, yeah, that was great. Okay, I'm still on track. I haven't lost control. I was always in control. This is what happens with planned indulgences as opposed to spontaneous indulgences. I'm done talking. I want to hear your opinions. What are your best impulse control tips and guidelines that you can share with us here at the Red Delta Project community? We'd love to hear from you. Check out these videos for more. Be fit, live free.